Hi Rachel, welcome back. How are you today?
Okay.
That's good. That's good. How was your week?
It was pretty good. It was pretty stressful though. It was really
Pretty
busy.
stressful.
Yeah.
Okay. How was the last visit for you? Did you find it beneficial?
I think so, yeah. Like we went over a lot of questions, which was felt like a lot, but I think it was good.
Yeah, the first session is really question based. I'm really just trying to get to know you and really figure out the issues that you want to work with and come up with new goals. So I can understand it being just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So I heard you say that your week was kind of stressful, but it was still good. What would you rate your stress levels right now on a scale from 1 to 10?
Maybe an 8.
An 8. So it seems like you're pretty stressed out today.
Yeah.
So can you tell me why you're feeling this way?
Well, it's just all the other things I've already told you about, like
Mhm.
having my job, having school, being pregnant, and everything, and everything that comes with that. And then also this week I had a fight with my sister, which was a bummer. So yeah.
A fight with your sister. What was that about?
Well, I guess I had sort of made a mess in the kitchen and bathroom and stuff, or I wasn't keeping things the way she wanted them.
Mhm.
So like she came home. Well, when I came home, she was like yelling at me about it and stuff, and I was just like, "What?" Because I didn't think it was that bad. But
What time do you normally come home on the weekdays?
around 8.
Around 8 p.m. And so, what is like your routine when you come home?
Usually come home and do homework and then go to bed at like 11 or 12.
11 or 12. Okay. Um, so, along with all of the stress that you were stating, right now dealing with the fight with your sister and everything, can you tell me like how did that fight make you feel?
Made me feel kind of bad, just because I know she's letting me live there and everything. So I feel like I'm sort of indebted to her in some ways. But then also, like, I thought it was ridiculous because it was not that bad of a mess, and I don't have a lot of time to clean up stuff anyways. So
Okay, so I'm hearing that you feel like you really just don't have time to clean up the mess, and it really wasn't that big of a deal, and she just kind of blew it out of proportion, really.
yeah.
Okay, so I heard you saying last week that you had a lot of stress. You were really stressed out. Like what you just said with your financial aspect and your job and everything, and you being pregnant. And then you just told me you had a fight with your sister. So I think I want the goals for this session to be stress relief. I'm gonna first start off with like a breathing exercise to go ahead and kind of calm you a little bit. You say you're really stressful. You rated it at an 8, and then we're gonna work on some ways to alleviate that stress. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay, good. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the breathing exercise. I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Imagine you are on the 10th floor of a building. Walk to the elevator and get in. Press 1. As the elevator goes down, you're going to feel yourself sink further and further down with gravity weighing on you. I want you to exhale when I say the numbers of the floors and really focus on your breathing. Ready? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 10, 9, 8. Feel yourself become more relaxed with each passing floor. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You have now reached the first floor. Now exit the elevator. You see that no one is there. I want you to head for the exit. When you walk out, this is your world. Imagine walking into a place that makes you happy. There is no one in this world that you don't want to be in this world. Look around your world, and I want you to interact with the things that you see. Focus on your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? And what do you taste, if applicable? And I want you to stay here for about a minute or two. Now, I want you to head back into the building. walk onto the elevator, and press the button for the 10th floor. You begin to feel the elevator moving. As we move up, you will feel lighter as the pressure of gravity is becoming less and less. 1, 2, 3. Again, focus on your breathing when I say the numbers and exhale. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go ahead and exit off the elevator. Open your eyes. So how was that for you?
I think it was good.
What would you rate your mood right now for your stress level?
5.
A 5. So it has gone down some, which is really good. What did you see?
I think I was on a beach.
On a beach. What did you hear?
Sound of the waves.
Any smells?
No.
No smell. Okay. And then what is the significance of what you just envisioned?
It's calming.
Just very calming for you? Okay. Well, that's good to know. So what is the main cause of your stresses?
I don't know. Probably just not having enough time.
Having enough time. Okay. So, like I said in the beginning, I really want to focus on your stress levels because you are pregnant and stress is not good for you nor your baby. So I want to switch gears to a problem-solving exercise to see how we can better alleviate your stress, okay? So what I'm going to do is a form of cognitive behavioral therapy, and that is CBT. And it has the goal of changing patterns of thinking or behavior and to incite different feelings, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do solve. It's right here. So here's the paper. Here's pen for you. So can you list the specific problem?
Not having enough time.
So we're going to go ahead and switch gears to the solved worksheet. So the S stands for specific problem. So what is the specific problem that you want to work with or work on?
Stress.
Your stress levels. Okay. So O means to open your mind to possible solutions. So what would be some possible solutions to alleviate your stress?
Maybe listening to music.
Listening to music. That could be a possible thing. Can you think of any activities that you used to do but have stopped doing?
I guess I used to go out more.
You used to go out more. And why did you stop doing those?
I mean, I'm 7 months pregnant. It's kind of difficult.
Being pregnant does make going out pretty difficult,
Yeah.
you know, especially being so far along. So I definitely understand that. So what's another way that you think you can alleviate your stress?
Maybe doing less.
Doing less as in?
Having more downtime. I don't know.
How do you think you would create more downtime for yourself?
I'd have to cut some stuff out of my schedule.
What stuff?
I could take less classes. I
Mhm.
could stop working so much.
You can go ahead and write those things down if you think those are good options for you. So you said take less classes, less hours at work. And what else?
I could take more baths.
Take more baths. I think that's a pretty good idea.
It's always a good idea.
Okay. No, have 5 there. Just ignore 5.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and list the pros and cons of each option.
Okay.
So what would be the pros of listening to music?
I enjoy it. It's relaxing. Other people like it too, so I could do it with other people.
Mm-hmm. It become a group activity.
Yeah.
Any other pros?
I'm sure there are. I mean, I don't know. It's just something I like in general, and it's pretty easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not difficult. So.
Okay. What would be some cons to listening to music?
I guess maybe like not having enough time to do it.
Mm-hmm. How do you like to listen to music?
I mean, ideally, I'd be listening to it like in my room with the headphones on, no one around.
Okay. So do you listen to music kind of in between? You have a cell phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you have music on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
So do you listen to music in between, like going to work or class or things like that?
Yeah, sometimes I will. It's not as relaxing when you're listening to it on the bus, but it's better than nothing, I think.
I understand that, definitely.
I'm trying to think of other cons. There aren't that many cons to listening to music. I mean, I guess I have to pay for Spotify, which is not a ton, but still something.
It's an added kind of like financial almost burden, since you still do have to pay for the service rather than just do free streaming.
Yeah, I wish there was somewhere we could stream a bunch of music for free.
I think we all wish that.
I'm not about to go pay on Apple.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to option 2. What would be the pros of taking less classes?
I would have more time for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I would maybe have more days at home.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have less homework.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I could drop the one I don't like the most.
Okay, and what would be the possible cons of taking less classes?
I wouldn't graduate on time.
Mm-hmm. And how important is graduating to you? On time, at least.
Graduating's really important to me. On time, not as much, I guess.
So the important thing is as long as you graduate your program.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I could lose motivation if I drop a class.
That's a big thing, especially in college. Losing motivation to actually go and learn.
I feel like I already don't have a ton of motivation to go every day. But I want my degree, so.
Okay.
That's where I'm motivated.
I completely understand that, to be quite honest with you. So option 3, what would be the pros of working less hours?
More time for me.
Because self-care is important.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, self-care. Less time worrying about work.
Mm-hmm.
Less time commuting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about some cons of working less hours?
Less money. That's pretty much it. I wouldn't have as much money if I worked less hours.
Okay. So what are some pros of taking more baths?
Mm-hmm. Pros. It's relaxing for my body. Especially when you're pregnant and your back hurts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I can be alone. It's a me time. I think it really takes me down when I'm really anxious.
So that's also a really good stress reliever for you then, too.
Yeah. So it's like relaxing for my body and my mind.
You can kind of mute out the world when you're in a bath, especially when you're obviously by yourself.
Yeah.
So, what are some possible cons to taking more baths?
I'd have to take up the bathroom, which my sister might be mad about. Sister might get mad. I'd have to clean the tub more often, which is annoying. And also find time to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so are there any more pros and cons that you may want to add to any of the options that you've chosen?
I don't think so.
Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go through each of these options, and you're going to verify the best solution for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So with option 1, which was listening to music, you noted that some of the pros were that you enjoy it, it's very relaxing, you can do it with a group of friends, so that also gives you kind of like the hanging out aspect that you no longer can really do since being pregnant. And some possible cons you noted is that you don't have enough time and you have to pay for Spotify.
Yep.
So does this seem like something that you could possibly enact?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so go ahead and put a star by it because we're going to come back to it. Option 2, you have taking less classes. So your pros are you have more time, less homework, less time commuting. You can drop the classes that you hate. And some of the cons that you noted is that you wouldn't graduate on time and you would lose motivation. So how does this one sound? You said that you wanted to graduate, but being on time really wasn't the most important thing. Well, that's not saying most important, but like it wasn't like too much of a major factor. Your major thing was that you graduated, period.
Yeah.
So could you see yourself taking less classes?
I think maybe next semester.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I dropped one now, I would fail it. But I think I could see myself doing that next semester to have less on my plate.
So dropping a class now would actually lead to failure of your class, and how would that also affect your GPA?
It would lower it.
It would lower it too. And then with the lowering of the GPA, what else could that do?
I don't know. I mean, there's not that many people checking up on my GPA, if you know what I'm saying. But I mean, it wouldn't be good. And then I'd have to retake it, I guess, too.
And you wouldn't want to retake a class?
No, it's so annoying.
Yeah. If I may, I think lowering your GPA could also put you in jeopardy to be kicked out. I think that's another thing that's really important. Yeah. Most schools, if your GPA falls below a certain thing, then you have to leave. Or, you get dropped from the program.
Yeah.
So do you think option 2 is a good option for you?
I think so, next semester.
Just next semester then?
Not now, though.
Okay. So we can put kind of like a mark by option 2 for like a later on type thing. Yeah. You still want to do it, but just not right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And option 3 is working less hours. And some of the pros you noted were you have more time, less
money. Wait, no.
Less time worrying about work, yeah.
Yeah.
And less time commuting. And your cons is less money. So I see you said less time commuting. How long is your commute to work?
About 40 minutes.
Wow, that is a very long commute to work. So with that in mind, and with that in mind losing, where you'd have less money, do you think option 3 is something that you could possibly enact to release your stress?
Possibly, yeah.
So how would you deal with now you're making less money? How would you deal with the money aspect?
I guess I would have to either find a job that made more so I could work less hours, or maybe one that's closer so it'd be less commuting time.
What I remember back in our first session, you noted that you were having like some financial problems, and um, working at Applebee's wasn't really kind of paying the bills for you, right? So, what type of job would you like to work?
So I'd like something in the medical field because
Mm-hmm.
I'm in college to be a nurse, but I'm not obviously done yet. But
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to work in a hospital or something like that as an aide or something.
So you're in school to be a nurse, and you said working in a hospital to be a medical aide. I think that is a very good idea because that gives you the medical experience that you need for your nursing program, and then that way when you graduate, you already kind of know some of the terminology, right?
Yeah.
How far is the hospital from you?
About 15 minutes.
15 minutes. So that's a lot closer than Applebee's now. So how likely would you be to implement option 3?
Of working less?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I were at a different job. But if I say at Applebee's, I'll have to keep the same hours, I think.
So maybe we can put option 3 for maybe a little bit later, maybe? What do you think?
Or you could just change option 3 to getting a different job.
To getting a different... Okay, we can do that. It's all up to you. So now that you've changed it, now we kind of have to go back and redo the pros and cons of it.
We can do that.
Okay. So what would be the pros of getting a different job for you?
I'd get experience.
Mm-hmm.
Less time commuting.
Mm-hmm.
More time for myself. Some of them are the same.
Mm-hmm.
But then the cons would go away because I'd still have the same amount of money.
So you're just trying to find a job that is, number one, closer to you. But so you want to make more money, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that would be a pro, making more money, right?
Yeah.
And then can you list any possible cons that would go with getting a different job?
It would take effort.
Yes.
And change is not easy. So I would have to apply, I would have to interview, I'd have to quit. So that would be the cons, I think.
And how likely are you to really do that now?
I don't know.
It's a bit of a harder thing to do, huh?
It's also hard when you're interviewing because, like, they can tell I'm pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And no one wants to hire you if you're already pregnant.
So you think that could be a possible factor of maybe not getting a job is being pregnant?
Yeah.
Especially if you're 7 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a possible con too, not getting a job.
Yep.
May I add another con to
Sure.
your list? So I think if you quit Applebee's and then you don't get that job, then you have no job.
Possible no job.
Possibly no job. It's taking a lot of risk.
Yeah. I might have to try to, like, get the new job before I would quit, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I think that is a very good idea.
Yeah.
To make sure that you have a backup plan rather than just quitting and not doing it, not having anything. So now that we have option 3, we have the pros and the cons to, getting a different job. How likely are you to enact this, or when would you try and enact this one?
I think I would want to do this for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if right now is the best time. Maybe after I have the baby.
So maybe we can mark that one for later.
Yep.
Okay. And now we have option 4, which is taking more baths. Pros, you noted they are very relaxing for your body. They're relaxing for your mind.
Being alone.
Yeah, you get to be alone, but you notice some of the cons are you're going to take up the bathroom and your sister's probably going to be mad at that. You'd have to clean the tub more, which you find quite annoying. And you have to find the time to take a bath.
Yep.
So, how likely would you be enacting option 4?
I think I could do that. I think maybe if I do once a week or something, not crazy, But, like, I could find time once a week for a bath.
Okay. So, you already put a star by, so that's good. So, what do you think the best solution for you would be? all of these options?
Right now, I think taking a bath.
Taking a bath?
Yeah.
Okay, we can go ahead
Or
and
start taking baths, I guess.
we can go ahead and circle option 4 as something you've decided. All right. So now we're going to enact the solution or steps and time frame of the solution. So what would be like the first step to taking more baths?
Talking to my sister.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
Just to let her know. And maybe figuring out, talking to her,
Uh-huh.
just figuring out a time when she wouldn't need the bathroom that week.
So finding out a time that's good for
Scheduling it.
both of you. So scheduling your baths, that is very good.
Yes.
And then when would you want to talk to her about this?
I could talk to her about it tonight.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Then we could schedule the bath time.
Have a bath schedule. That sounds great.
I mean, honestly, I think if we just had a bathroom schedule in general, that would take some of the conflict down with me living there.
Actually sounds really good, actually. Especially 2 women,
Yeah,
you know,
we take our time. So
over the bathroom. I totally get that.
Yeah.
What do you think would be a second step to do this?
I could buy some bubble bath or something.
Something more relaxing.
Yeah, or salts.
May I give you some advice here?
Go for it.
Have you ever taken a bath with Epsom salt?
I haven't.
So Epsom salt is really good for releasing the tension in your muscles. A lot of athletes use this. And you said previously that your back hurts really bad because you're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do with the Epsom salt is you make a hot bath, with the water and just pour a good amount in there, not too much. And then just let it dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go ahead and get right in. And then you have to soak for a good 15 minutes though. So it's going to be kind of a longish bath. But once you get out, you'll feel more relaxed and you feel less tense. So how would that sound to you?
It sounds good. I mean, do you know if it would do anything weird to my hair?
Don't put your head in there.
Don't put the head in with the Epsom salt? Okay.
I think that the salt will probably dry your hair.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Salt in the hair. I don't know what that would do.
I think
probably
maybe,
not good.
I think
don't
a good
know.
idea with that, another thing when you're using the Epsom salt, because you don't just want to have salt on you, let the bath water drain and take a shower. And then you can wash your hair too.
Okay, gotcha.
So I think that would be a little bit better.
Yeah.
So when do you think that you can buy some more bubble baths or Epsom salt, which is very cheap, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Not pushing you to grab it, but I just want you to feel relaxed. And like I said, it does relieve muscles.
This weekend I could do
this
that.
weekend, yeah. Okay. And
then
when
my handwriting's the worst. This pen is giving me problems. It's slipping on the table.
What would be a third step to enacting this?
I mean, cleaning the tub.
Cleaning the tub. Before you clean the tub, you have to take the bath. Oh wait, no, you have to clean the tub first, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that what?
Because if it's dirty, I'm not gonna want to get in.
I apologize. That is actually very true. Definitely have to clean the tub before you get in. So when would you do that?
Probably this weekend.
And then what would be another step?
Doing it. Taking the bath.
Taking that bath.
Take the bath.
And then when you want to take this nice, luxurious bath?
I mean, we'll have to figure that out when I schedule.
Oh, with the scheduling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the last step in this problem-solving worksheet is, did the solution work? Which we can't do right now. So.
Yep.
Well, that's really all for the worksheet. Where am I at? Okay, so for homework, along with doing this, I want you to also work on the breathing exercise that we did in the beginning to alleviate immediate stress. You don't have to do the long version that I did for you.
Yeah.
You can do a shorter version, just closing your eyes and maybe counting to 10 and then going back to that world, or or you can even do it a little bit shorter. You can modify it however you want to. That's really best for you, because the point of the exercise is to make you feel more relaxed and really focus on your breathing, because deep breathing really really helps to relax you. So in our next session, I would like to discuss if your solution works. So we're going to talk about the D. And how the homework was for you, and attacking another one of your goals if the solution did not work.
Okay.
Or not, it did not work. If your solution worked, then we're going to work on something else. But if it did not work, then we're going to go back and maybe do another solved worksheet or try and enact one of your other goals to try and alleviate your stress for you.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of our next session, I would like to meet with you in 2 weeks so that it gives you enough time to enact this plan that you set out.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you don't have to do everything, just kind of like so bunched together because I know you say you don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So to do this, I would like you, if you have just 30 minutes at some point in time during the week or the weekend, whenever, the schedule permits that you create with you and your sister, to do this. And if you would like to do it more than one time, that is completely up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But at least do it once and have this activity be for at least 30 minutes. So that way, I don't think maybe 15 minutes is too relaxing.
Okay.
Can I give you another piece of advice with your bath?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think another thing that is really relaxing that I do sometimes when I take baths, and you say you like to listen to music, have some music playing.
Okay.
I don't know what type of music you like to listen to, but I think classical or jazz is really, really soothing
Mm-hmm.
while you're taking that bath, and it's just really relaxing. So how does that sound?
I can try that, yeah.
Okay, good. So like I said, I would like to see you back again in 2 weeks. Same day, same time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. So how was the session for you?
I think it was good. It was nice to sort of think through some of my problems and some of my possible solutions that I could try, and then as something I could go home and try, so that's good.
And then did you feel it was beneficial, useful?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So to just summarize up our session today, so we started off with discussing the fight you had with your sister and how she feels that you're being a little too messy. You don't clean up after yourself, but you really feel like it was just blown out of proportion. You don't really have time. You come in kind of late-ish, 8 p.m. You have homework to do, and you're tired all the time, so it makes it a bit harder for you to clean. To really alleviate some of that initial stress, we went ahead and did a breathing exercise where I had you count to 10 and really focus on your happy place, in terms.
Mm-hmm.
We also worked on the solved worksheet where you noted that you would like to enact your option 4, which is taking more baths, and you also listed the steps to enacting this, and then kind of talked about some good ways to, not ways to take a bath, but just kind of different things that you can do to also relax you while taking that bath.
Yeah.
And that really concludes our session.
Sounds good. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you for coming in again.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.